In Where the Wind Comes From, we meet Tunisian girl Alyssa, 19 years old. She is going to college. She looks after her younger sister. Her father has passed away. The mother just stays at home. She suffers from depression, so Alyssa has to look after her little sister, pick her up from school, and cook meals for her as well. Her friend Mehdi, a 23-year-old computer science graduate from college, he's trying to look for a job, but he hasn't been successful yet at looking for a job. He's a very talented drawer. He draws like surrealism drawings. They're very, very good. Mehdi is comfortable with his life in Tunisia, but Alyssa, she really wants to get away from her home life. She's really bombarded with the responsibility of looking after her younger sister. She really wants to get away. So one day she sees an advertisement for a art contest in the south of Tunisia, and the prize is, if you win, you get a free trip to Germany and a 6-month scholarship. Alyssa and Mehdi decide to go on a road trip to the south of Tunisia to participate in this competition, and they embark on a very unpredictable, adventurous, exciting road trip. Where the Wind Comes From is directed by Mehdi, and this film is her directorial debut. Where the Wind Comes From is a very touching, entertaining, funny, wild road trip, coming of age story. It probably has the two most relatable, real, best written characters I've seen so far in Sundance Film Festival so far. They feel so real. The young actors, Eva Belaga and Slim Bakar, they really bring these characters to life. They really bounce off each other very well. They're be friends for a long time. They're kind of like brother and sister. They never really think about being together romantically. Alyssa, she's a bit of a daydreamer. She sometimes has these daydreams, and in the film they come up as like these CGI recreations. They're very inventive. They're quite beautiful to see. Alyssa, she's very rebellious. She gets Mehdi into a lot of trouble along the road trip. They're stealing cars and pretending to be people they're not. The second half of the film, the script does falter a little bit. We get that scene of where they're like fighting, and then they tell each other everything about their life and what's wrong and what they don't like about the other person, and the very exposition saying how they instead of showing us how they're feeling, they need to tell us. So there are some problems with the script in the second half of the film, but it doesn't really take away too much from how much I enjoyed this film. I've seen quite a few films from Tunisia so far, and every time I see a film from Tunisia, I always see a different part of Tunisia I've never seen before. The beautiful deserts and the small town. The film really has a really strong emotional pull, especially in the final act. Once you really get to know these characters, and by the end of the film, you really invested in their journey, and the conclusion really is quite powerful and uplifting, and gives you hope for the future. I give Where the Wind Comes From 3.5 stars out of 5. These characters are very real and beautifully written and beautifully acted by the two young stars. Probably the most real characters I've seen this year so far. I highly recommend checking out Where the Wind Comes From. It's an unpredictable, wild road coming of age story. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Where the Wind Comes From? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.